In this lesson, I want to talk about Amazon Brand Registry Program and how to sign up for it. So if you're familiar with this, you may have heard of Amazon Brand Registry before. This is the program that they rolled out a few years ago. I think once they saw more brands were selling 3P or there's more private labelers on their brand. But it is a program so that brand owners, essentially can tell Amazon that they are the owner of these brands or owner of these products on Amazon. And two, it gives them some additional features and functionality as well as protection for their brand. So to sign up for brand registry, the requirement that kind of throws most people for a loop is that you need a registered trademark. Other than that, it's fairly easy. So they ask for your information like name, contact, I think like business name, as well as the trademark and proof of the trademark. They used to require some other things like a website and I think like your brand printed on your actual product itself, but now they pretty much the only requirement is that you have a trademark. The downside of that is it takes a while to register a trademark. What would happen is a lot of people become new Amazon sellers. They would create their own brand, they'd register their trademark, but then it would take, say, like 6 or 8 weeks or whatever in order to get that trademark registered, and they couldn't use brand registry in the meantime. So as a result, Amazon rolled out something called the Amazon IP Accelerator. This is pretty new. I just found out about this a few weeks ago. But what happens is essentially they've pre-vetted some law firms. You can also find these under App Store and Explore services and then go to IP Accelerator. But essentially, they've approved these lawyers or these law firms so that if one of these law firms are the ones that register your trademark for you, essentially then you're supposed to get almost instant access into the brand registry program. So I haven't personally done this yet. I've only done it the old school way since it's only a few weeks old. But now if you're thinking about registering, or now if you're thinking, okay, I would like access to the brand registry program, I would at least consider just having one of these law firms do the IP or the trademark registration for you. If these turn out to be too expensive, you can find probably more cost-effective options to register your trademark on the Jungle Scout market. There are people who specialize in working with Amazon sellers just for trademark approval. You can find all those under the Jungle Scout market. If you just go under trademarks, you can see the people who specialize in that. So it's fairly inexpensive. The other alternative would be for you to just directly register your own trademark. I've never personally done this process, but if you just go to the USPTO website, you can see that they do allow people to just fill out the trademark form themselves. You can do it right here. I always hate doing all this government work, and there seems to be like little weird things about it, so I tend to just pay a professional to do it. But again, if you like learning about this stuff and you want to be more cost conscious, then you could just apply for this yourself. Amazon Brand Registry, and therefore a trademark, is not a requirement by any means to sell on Amazon. You can even start selling on Amazon today and then register this trademark a year later after you've realized that your product is like doing well. It gives some decent benefits to people who use brand registry, and let me show you a few of those real quick. So once you have brand registry, you have the ability to do a few things. So right here, I'm in the brand registry platform. It's very minimalist. There's not much here. It shows you what brands you have registered. And then it also lets you report a violation in here. So if you go into this, what you can do is you can find listings that are violating your intellectual property. So these would be things like copyright infringement or trademark infringement. And what you can do, let me actually try something real quick. What I can do is I can find people and I can see, like, for example, if they're using my trademark in their listing, then this is where I could go to report it. So I think then I do this. I say whether or not it's copyright, a trademark, or a patent infringement. and then I can report this person to Amazon and they'll investigate it from there. Okay, so that's one benefit, which I don't use that a lot, but what I do use quite a bit more is inside of Seller Central, you get some additional functionality. So one piece of additional functionality is the A+ content. And what this is let me just pull one of these up. With the A+ content, you've probably noticed it on the bottom of listings looking kind of like this. Let me pull them up real quick. So you can see what they look like. So if I scroll down to the product description area, you see that it has this additional information, which I created inside of the A+ content, formerly referred to as EBC or enhanced brand content. Okay, so I can see what this looks like. I can adjust it. I have the ability to create different types. For example, actually go back to here. I can, let me show you a different type. So essentially you can add these different modules. You can add different company logos. You can see in here in the modules, there's all different types of things that I can add inside of the A+ content, okay? Comparison chart, that one's pretty cool. So you have all these different options that you can create right inside of your listing. And the only way to get access to this is through the brand registry program, all right? It also gives you the ability to upload videos. So right here, I can upload different videos and then I can attach those to my different listings. So what I can do is I can pull this up and it's out of stock right now, but you can see that it has this video inside of it. And I was only able to do that because, again, I'm part of the brand registry program. Otherwise, you don't have access to it. It also gives you access to something kind of cool called the brand dashboard. The brand dashboard, it has some benefits. Like I'll say some of the stuff is more helpful than others. You can actually already see the traffic and conversion rate and stuff in your normal business reports. But it has this thing like brand health. It'll tell you if there's a lot of like returns. Yeah, and it gives you a few things in here. Oh yeah, there's like, I haven't used Amazon Live yet, but that's only available to people who are brand owners. Same thing with the attribution program. So, some of this stuff isn't really that valuable, but other pieces of it is pretty nice to have. And then the last thing that I like quite a bit is this called brand analytics. And you can see things about your brand. So I can see the age ranges that are typically purchasing my product, household income, education, gender, marital status. So it's kind of neat. I can't say I've actually ever done anything with that information, but something that's a little bit cooler is the Amazon search terms. It tells you like what search terms are most popular. To be honest, I typically use like Jungle Scout's Keyword Scout more than these, but it's still just kind of like one of those things a little bit nice to have. Essentially what it comes down to is you don't have to have brand registry by any means. It's not a requirement. You can sell on Amazon without it, but it gives you kind of like these extra little nice to have type things. And it seems like Amazon's releasing more and more functionality for brand owners. And the only way they know you're a brand owner is through brand registry. Essentially, if you're thinking about this right now, okay, do I go ahead and get brand registry? Do I go ahead and pay for a trademark? I would think about it like this. Like, again, if you're taking this business really seriously, I'd probably go ahead and just apply for the trademark now. It's going to cost you a few $100. And then you get access to all this, and you also have a registered trademark. If you're just testing the water and you're just trying out this one product to see how it does, I would probably hold off because it's not a must-have by any means. It's just one of those things that's like a little bit nice to have. That's essentially how it works. During the listing creation process, I'll go into a little bit more in depth around A+ content and uploading a video, since that is part of creating a good listing. This is essentially all you need to know as far as brand registry goes and whether or not that's important for you in your particular business. So thanks, guys.